It's us versus them.
10 reasons why people hate the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are one of the most loved teams in professional sports, and one of the most hated as well. There's no question about it. Perhaps no team in America gets more media coverage than Jerry Jones's team, and even though they never dominated the new millennium like they did in the 70s and 90s, some of the hatred towards them will never go away. Here are 10 reasons why people hate the Cowboys. Number 10, Michael Irvin. The three-time Super Bowl champion had an accomplished career, finishing with 750 receptions for 11,904 yards and 65 touchdowns. However, Irvin became notorious for being a heavy cocaine user and was suspended for 5 games in the 1996 season. Ever since retirement, Irvin has been accused of sexual assault and arrested for drug possession. It's easy for fans to pinpoint him as a criminal, hence why they hate him and the Cowboys. Number 9, Thanksgiving games. It's a tradition for NFL fans when American Thanksgiving Thursday features 3 NFL teams. However, many will complain about the fact that the Cowboys get to host one of the big 3 games every year. If you hate the Cowboys, this can't sicken you more. You probably would love to see your team get a Thanksgiving game every year instead of Big D. But instead, we're forced to watch Jerry Jones hang out in his beautiful stadium and smirk away as he gets more national spotlight. Speaking of which, number 8, media exposure. Hey, maybe your team is breaking records, winning more games, or maybe you have a special storyline to go with your season. Too bad the media isn't going to worry about it all that much. That's because they'd rather cover Big D. Chances are Tony Romo's latest practice session or Jerry Jones's new car will get more headlines than a major trade that just went down. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but for a team that rarely makes the playoffs, it's a little too much that they always get 3 to 5 primetime games a year. Number 7, you're a fan of. The Eagles, Giants, Redskins, Steelers, 49ers, or even Packers. All of these teams have historical rivalries with the Cowboys. Philadelphia, New York, and Washington have been heated rivals with Dallas for years. The Cowboys and Steelers met in 3 Super Bowls, with Pittsburgh winning 2. The Cowboys and 49ers fought for dynasties in the 90s, while Green Bay and Dallas went toe-to-toe throughout the 60s and 70s. Dallas has threatened the success of all of these teams and vice versa. As such, it's natural to hate your biggest competition. Number 6, the cheerleaders. Sure, the Cowboys cheerleaders are more beautiful than the sunrise at 6 a.m., but don't they get maybe a little too much love? Every football team in America, at least in the college and NFL level, have cheerleaders, so why is Dallas so much more special when it comes to the ladies? Maybe because it's a little too much that the Cowboys cheerleaders have their own show on country music television called Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders Making the Team. It's easy to think that it's a little excessive considering most cheerleading squads don't get covered by having their own shows. Number 5, the fans. There are a great number of Cowboys fans who have been lifelong loyal to their team. We respect them for that. But like any other team, the Cowboys definitely have some fans that are bandwagoners, fair weather, and just loudmouth arrogant. It doesn't matter if your team wins the next 5 Super Bowls. Their fans will try to shut you up by bringing up their past successes. It's annoying for you if you're not a Cowboys fan, because they'll stand their ground and not budge an inch. Number 4, the 90s dynasty. If the Cowboys didn't win 3 Super Bowls in 4 years during the 90s, how many of us would actually hate them? They'd be sucking for over 3 decades and would just be a laughingstock like the Oakland Raiders and Cleveland Browns. That wasn't the case, though. They broke the hearts of the Buffalo Bills twice by defeating them in Super Bowl 27 and Super Bowl 28, and later beating the Steelers in Super Bowl 30. Troy Aikman, the quarterback for that team, is now an NFL announcer for Fox, and many hate him and Joe Buck together, so you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone there. Number 3, Tony Romo. The longtime Cowboys quarterback has even been hated by his own fans. Romo's hated for everything: being overcovered, underachieving for his own team's sake, his controversial relationship with Jessica Simpson, and then there's something about that smirk of his. He seems to have that pretty boy image, and the millions of dollars he makes and that gorgeous wife of his, Candace Crawford, can bring a lot of envy over. Number 2, Jerry Jones. Every NFL owner is a billionaire, but Jones likes to remind us how his life is perfect compared to the rest of ours. He did that by building the luxurious AT&T Stadium, which features a giant high-def screen. The man is as outspoken as it comes and demands so much power. This was evident when he moved on from legendary coach Jimmy Johnson. Jones always has to control the entire team, and his ego buys haters. And number 1, America's team. When there are 32 NFL teams, it's not really fair to label only one of them as America's team. That's a little excessive. The nickname started in 1978 and has stuck with them ever since. Though many polls suggest the Denver Broncos, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Green Bay Packers may earn more love across America, the Cowboys label as America's team has never gone away. Every team is entitled to calling themselves America's team, especially more successful teams in recent years. The label is an insult to other teams, and rightfully so.
Do I have everybody's attention now?